This is probably going to be very accurate.
Obviously, in the end, I think it was just the toxicity of your actual teammates towards me that just sent me over the edge. Like, I would end every stream in just the worst mood. I don't know. Yeah, the community was just awful, bro. Or like, there's just so many idiots in the community, man. I can't stand it.
Ninja just announced that he quit Marvel Rivals a few days ago, and honestly, I do not even blame him. And he's not the only one either. My comments are flooded.
Jesus, bro, this whole team is full of lords.
TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, with people saying, I quit this game, it's way too toxic.
Oh. I saw playing. Teammates keep quitting in ranked. Oh. My depression is healing.
But the community.
I'm trying to see who they banned this game. They banned Emma and Hawkeye? They don't even have any flyers. What did they ban Hawkeye for?
Community isn't the only reason people are quitting this game. There are many other reasons. A few days ago, Marvel Rivals Updates posted this on Twitter. Marvel Rivals player count keeps declining despite new content. And this just links to an article going over the average players per month since December 2024. And it obviously has gone down, but I want to look at the reasons why, and the reasons why aren't just
January, yeah, I was about to say, yeah, January makes sense, because that, I ain't gonna lie, the game was going crazy.
just because the community is toxic. So I'm gonna break down every single one of these reasons.
Most of them, well, I wouldn't say most, but yeah, there were, like, a large majority of people that were, like, tapped into the conquest method. But I just didn't know. I guess I just wasn't seeing the right, things. I probably still wouldn't have done it, but, like, it did just, maybe to, like, finish up some of my lords, maybe.
And give you my opinion on it, because yapping is my favorite thing to do. The first reason I'm going to
feel
go
that.
over is the matchmaking. I see a lot of people saying they're quitting because of the matchmaking, they get horrible teammates, etc. And this is all valid, because if you didn't know this, Marvel Rivals uses something called engagement-based matchmaking.
Oh, I already know that. You didn't even have to tell me that, bro. I felt it.
For those of you who are unfamiliar with this term, I'm going to break it down for you in very simple terms. All of your games are rigged. The matchmaking system in Marvel Rivals purposely puts horrible teammates on your team to make you lose, or really good teammates on your team to make you win. Instead of just taking your raw skill and putting you on a team you're supposed to be on based off of your skill, it instead uses your human neurotransmitter to either give or take away dopamine, which in turn creates this toxic relationship with the game, and no matter how many times you lose, you still want to play because you get a huge boost of dopamine when you win. So when you're frustrated because you're getting bad teammates on your team, this is actually...
Bro, yesterday I played ranked for the first time in a long time. I won 2 ranked games. I went up to Plat 1, and then I just got off. I was like, bro, because I already know that third game is going to make me mad, so, like, I might as well just go ahead and just turn the game off, bro.
Part of the matchmaking system. Isn't that just awesome? No, obviously it's not. I personally don't think that any competitive game should do this. There are some other games that do this, but I think it fails ultimately. So don't worry, you're not crazy. You do definitely get bad teammates on your team, and it's just part of the matchmaking system.
Like, I didn't need this to get explained to me, though. I'm not gonna lie, like, I already knew this. It's not even me being delusional. Like, I knew it's like genuinely impossible for me to be on a win streak and then all of a sudden I get paired with the worst possible team of all time, and I'm like, I'm in Plat. How did you accidentally get here? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you didn't just wake up one day and like, oh, I'm in a Plat lobby now. Like, no, bro, what happened to you? And it's like, bro, they just put you with bad people or just straight up bots sometimes. Like, it's weird.
The next reason I see a lot of people saying they're quitting because of is due to the meta. During the time I'm making this video, the meta in Marvel Rivals is flying characters, and previously the meta was dive characters, and then support meta before that, and this seems to be frustrating a lot of people.
Bro, dive meta was so peak, bro. Oh my god, bro. Dive meta was peak. Oh my, I didn't even realize, like, what they took away from us. Dive meta was so fun, bro. And I didn't really get a chance to experience it that much because I was really a support main. And then after that, I was a Squirrel Girl main, so I was getting dove on a lot. But, bro, when I switched to Scarlet, when I switched to Magic, Mr. Fantastic, oh my god. It was so fun, bro.
People. When there are such strong metas in a game, you can't even play who you'd like to play because if you don't play the meta characters, you're not winning the game.
Facts.
And in turn, the people who were maining these characters before they got buffed and before they were meta can't even play their main either because it's always going to get banned. And in turn, it creates very boring games. If these meta characters get through, you're probably going to get rolled. And if you are getting buttonrolled, you have to switch to a counter even if you don't want to play that counter. And I think a lot of players are having a problem with this. The next thing I want to talk about is the community and how toxic it is, because this seemed like the main reason Ninja was quitting along with a lot of other people. And if you've ever seen my short form videos, I make a lot of videos about the community of Marvel Rivals and how toxic they are. I show what they said in the game and I just show how toxic they are, and I just find it funny. But this happens to other people who aren't content creators, which they can't make content out of it, so it's just miserable for them. And if you haven't seen my short form videos, I'm just gonna give you a few examples now.
Oh, dude, our other support's a female.
I'm not gonna lie, I've seen this person's shorts before then. I've seen this before.
Yeah, you're not gonna gain anything from arguing with us.
Yeah. Alright. We can be racist, but we're not sexist, bro. Come on, bro.
Cloak, do you want to go in with your ult?
No, the ult is defensive, you dumb.
I'm the executive director of marketing. I make $255,000 a year.
These are just a few examples, and I genuinely wish I were kidding about this, but no, there's like so many more. Not to mention, almost every other game I have someone throwing on my team, or I have someone leaving. It just feels really impossible to solo queue and also play this game competitively when the community is like that. This game requires so much communication, so much coordination, and truthfully, it just doesn't work when you have teammates that are like this every other game, especially because these people are rarely punished for their actions, and you still lose the same amount of points if someone leaves. And with Overwatch introducing their new stadium mode along with actually punishing people who do horrible things in the game, I see a lot of people switching back to their original games that they came from because they thought Marvel Rivals would be better, but they were sadly disappointed. But with all of this being said and addressing issues, nothing's going to change if you don't offer solutions to these problems. So that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna offer some solutions to these problems, and I really want to know what you guys think
Oh, I was saying nobody gonna handle Spider-Man?
in the comments below.
I was just
So
about to
let
say
me know
that.
if you guys agree with these solutions or not. I'm just gonna address these problems in the same way that I said them. So the first problem would be the matchmaking. At least
Right.
in ranked, I do not think that there should be any type of engagement-based matchmaking in a competitive game. I think if
Oh yeah. Get rid of that.
they took that out specifically for ranked and just focused on making the matchmaking better in general, a lot more people would be having fun playing the game again.
Facts.
Obviously, that's easier said than done, but I do think it's possible, and
I wouldn't even be mad at skill-based matchmaking. I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't be mad at that. Like, if they just picked people that were based on my same skill, that had the similar KD, that had a similar accuracy, similar all this, like, I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't be mad at that, bro. Because I deal with skill-based matchmaking on COD, bro, and I love COD a lot. So, like, that's just so simple. I'm not gonna lie.
I do think that it needs to happen. The next point I made was about how the meta is definitely way too strong. There are multiple different ways on how to fix this, so I'm just gonna go through a few of them. The first way is when they're putting a bunch of new and different team-ups that are very strong into the game, they need to buff all of these other counters to them. The problem with this flying meta is that there's not many characters able to counter it anyway, and those characters usually get banned in
I don't think flying is as bad as, like, the stacking meta. I'm not gonna lie. Well, flying is really bad. Don't get me wrong. I genuinely despise flying. But whenever they're all 6 people are together, all shooting all at once, like protecting the healers, protecting the flyers, protecting this, like, it's genuinely impossible to get any kills. That needs to, like, change. They need to get more characters that have AoE attacks. That is what... More AoE, more splash damage, more, like, stuff like that. Because then it will separate people, and then that now you can actually play the game now. You know what I mean? And easily, like, get picks and stuff. Because that is really what kills most of it, honestly. Most of the fun in it.
in the game if the other team is playing flying characters. So every time they buff characters to try to create a new meta and give new team ups, they need to do the same for a hard counter and buff a hard counter so this doesn't happen anymore. I said the same thing last season when people were talking about how broken dive characters were. If supports just had a counter team up between two supports, then that would have literally solved every single dive problem. Instead, they just nerfed dive characters, which obviously made a lot of DPS mains upset. And the last point I talked about was the community, which I do have a lot to say about. Here are my credentials. I've played Siege, Rust, COD, basically every single game that you could ever think of that is toxic. And somehow, for some reason, Marvel Rivals still comes out on top as the most toxic game I've ever played, which doesn't make sense, but I do think that there's a lot of different...
No, I'm not gonna lie, I think Valorant might be the worst one I ever played, bro. Nah. Yeah, it might be Valorant. And then COD second. But I just haven't experienced something crazy on Rivals. Like, I mean, yeah, you get your occasional shit talker every now and then, but it's like, this shit ain't even that bad for real. I feel like a lot of these people that be playing Rivals, they ain't really come from no real, like, bro, I've been in the trenches, bro. COD, you're, like, one person on your 4-man team on COD throwing can mess up the entire game. Valorant, That one's pretty obvious, bro. Like, it's disgusting out there, bro. It's bad. I played CS for a little bit. I didn't really like it that much. I preferred Valorant, but that one's also pretty toxic too. In my short time that I played, I also played League for a short time. Obvious, right? Damn, there was another one that I think is pretty bad. I don't think Destiny 2 is as bad as Rivals, though.
Reasons for this. In other games, there's much harsher punishments than Marvel Rivals. You get comm banned, you get banned from the game, you get punished if you team kill in Siege. And I just don't see that happening a lot in Marvel Rivals.
No, Siege isn't that bad.
Honest. I've had toxic people get
in my
on my
opinion.
team after I reported them, and other people have also reported them a week later. This should not be happening. There needs to be harsher punishments.
A week later, goddamn. You might need to start ranking up, gang.
For people who are toxic, and I do think that's a very good place to start. Also, when people leave your game, because of how often it happens, I genuinely do not think that you should lose points if someone leaves your game. With how often it happens in this game,
I've lost single digits when someone left my game before. But I also don't get leavers that often either, though, so shit.
I truthfully believe that there needs
can't
to be
speak on
harsher
that one.
punishments for people who leave ranked games. At this point, it's a 50-50. You either get someone on your team who leaves the game or you don't. I also want to address, people are saying, oh, well, it's a competitive game. It's a video game. If you can't take it, leave. I personally do not think that that is an excuse for people to be toxic. Of course, toxicity happens in every single online competitive game. But in order to have a community, you need to have people that care about each other. You need to have positivity in a community. And no matter who you are, you'd probably prefer someone being nice to you than someone being mean to you. And if you prefer someone being mean to you, you probably need to go to therapy, if I'm being honest. A community relies on positivity and kindness and relatability, and without that, no one's gonna play and no one's gonna enjoy the game.
Bro, Jeff is so stupid, bro. Like he just literally healed up the entire team just on that little oh my god, bro. New Jeff is so annoying, bro.
And everyone's gonna quit, like what's happening right now. And now I want to add my own opinion. Do I think the game is dying? Do I think that everyone's gonna quit Marvel Rivals? Yada yada yada. And the short answer is no. This game is not going anywhere. A lot of people enjoy it. A lot of people still play it.
Cause alright, well the problem is right now the meta is flying. I think by season 3, maybe season 3.5, maybe, the meta is not going to be flying anymore, right? So then, like, there'll be another one, and then another one, and eventually we'll circle around to, like, 4 supports might be the meta, and then, like, dive characters are good again, and then, like, you know what I mean? Like, we're going to go through the cycle. We just haven't seen the end of the cycle yet. It happens in every single game. Every game. There is a meta, something is good, they nerf it so that way something else is good, and then something else is good, and then something else is good, and eventually that one thing that was good before is going to be good again, and then we're going to go back around in the cycle, and it's going to keep on going. I just don't know how long it's going to take for us to come back around. But flying isn't going to be invincible for forever. Eventually they're going to get more anti-flying characters, they're going to get more, like, you know, whatever, but it's not the end of the world, though.
What we're seeing right now is the original hype die down. We're not seeing any more sponsored streams telling people to play Marvel Rivals. We're not seeing the biggest streamers jump on the bandwagon of the new game. Now we're seeing how many average players are actually going to be on this game after the hype has died down. Toxic teammates aren't going to kill this game. The community isn't going to kill this game. And honestly, for me, if people are toxic and people say some outrageous thing in the game, I can just make a video about it. So I'm completely fine with it. Anyways, I want to know what you guys think. Are you still playing Marvel Rivals even with the toxicity, even with the matchmaking? Have you moved on to another game? Have you gone back to the game you came from? I'm genuinely...
Where the fuck did that Bucky go? Wait, hold on.
The matchmaking. Have you moved... What you guys think? Are you still playing Marvel Rivals even with the toxicity, even with the matchmaking? Have you moved on to another game? Have you gone back to the game you came from? I'm genuinely curious to know your guys' opinion on all this and what you think of everything I said. With that being said, I'm not quitting this game. You're still going to be getting...
Yeah, I was just about to say, yeah, the seasons are going to be shorter, so they're going to be constantly rotating new team-ups, possibly bring in back old ones. Metas are going to be shifting constantly. It's going to be, like, to the point where you miss one season or even half of one season, you're basically completely behind. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. It's just a cycle. It's going to be like this for the end of the game, you know? So... It's just gonna keep happening.
Getting plenty of Marvel Rivals content from me. This entire video was honestly just an excuse for me to yap because you guys know I love yapping. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Ultron is so stupid too, bro. I don't understand Ultron. I don't get it. What's even said, Marvel Rivals isn't even a year old yet. If you lose too many games, they force you into a bot match sometimes, and it sucks because it doesn't feel good to win against bots. Yeah, that's true. That's also happened to me as well. Like, you get into that bot game, bro, but sometimes they'll have you lose a lot of RP, put you in a bot game, you win the bot game, and then you say you just lost 30, you'll probably gain like 22 or something. So you're still like in a net negative. So you have to win another game, this time against real people, just to lose that one, and then like 9 times out of 10, if you keep on playing, you're still going to end the day positive. You're just not going to end it as positive as you would like. You know what I mean? Like, numbers-wise, you'll end positive, but then, like, you won't feel like you ended positive. It's going to feel bad. But that was a good video, though. That was a good vid.
Between mixed reviews on Steam, the steady downtrend of the
Something
player...
off about Marvel Rivals. Middle of the yab. Is it savable? Actually, I want to see what he says.
video. I love you guys. Let's get back to it. So, the main
Huh?
thing I want to
What do you
finish
mean,
with
let's get
is,
back to
is
it?
fixable? Long story short, yes, but no. What do I mean?
Huh?
Yes, it's fixable if they do, like, if they fix ranked and they do this and do that, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Most people don't come back to games after the hype is over. People will come back
That's not true.
if they make a gigantic, like, character drop, like something huge
Yeah.
that everyone wants to see.
Yeah.
For example, Blade or Deadpool. They give us Deadpool, and then with the Deadpool update, they fix ranked and all, like, whatever other problems they can fix. If they do all of that in one, like one big patch like that, then yes, I think the game can be saved. If they don't, there is no chance. The game is going to continue straight downhill. Because there's nothing to get people to play the game again. Why would you play a game that's just going to be the exact same thing you already played over and over with the exact same experience, nothing new pretty much. It's just not, there's no point to it, especially because the honeymoon phase of Marvel Rivals is over. The big jump in popularity and all that, the game is going to become a normal game now. So I don't think we're going to be able to see record numbers again. But I think if they do update the game, give us some good characters, and fix ranked, I can see a lot of people coming back. And if they do fix it all, you'll always have my videos to learn how to master the game. Or my
Jesus.
coaching. Anyways, subscribe if you want to hear me yap about more topics.
God.
And check out the link in the...
Yeah, that Scarlet just got fucked. Oh my gosh. I ain't gonna lie. I thought bro was finna die to that Scarlet, though. I ain't gonna lie. Nah, that's a... I feel like it's a slightly, like, pessimistic way to look at it, though. Because it's like, the game is gonna be fine. And they're gonna drop a new character every season. Or even every half a season. So it's like, I don't think it's bad. But... yeah, I think, well, collab skins is another thing that I think are going to bring people back. Because say, like, what's, damn it. Oh, why did I type F? Collab skins in the sense that, I'm trying to think of, like, a really big one. Like, it's Marvel. They wouldn't do a DC collab, but, like, maybe, like, shit, actually, I don't even know for real. Fuck, I don't know. Like, something big, though. Like, some, like, big game. Shit, maybe even a Fortnite collab. I don't know. And then, like, drop, like, Fortnite-inspired skins or some shit for certain characters. Like, I think that would be pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, though. I do think collab skins would be a way to bring people back, though. Like, say, like, there's a new Final Fantasy game or some shit about to drop, and then they drop, like, a Cloud skin for Magic or some shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, now that looks cool because now you can play, like, you know, you got Magic, you got a big ass sword and shit like that. Like, you know, I just think because Apex does it. Shit, I think that might be it. I ain't gonna lie. Didn't Valorant do a collab? I think. Let me see. Valorant collabs. This was a year ago. Oh, okay. This is an idea. Never mind. I could have sworn they did one, though. That's why I was like... Oh, My Hero Academia. Overwatch did that. Overwatch and another game I think did that. But then you also got games like Smite and Brawlhalla that have like endless collabs all the time too. So I think it's only a matter of time before Marvel Rivals does it. They just have to get in that mode. You know what I'm saying? Oh god, I don't even want to think about Venom. Venom is so like. I got sold by Venom yesterday. I'm not really the most fond of Venom right now. I need him to change though. I ain't gonna lie. They need to change some fucking his primary attack. I think honestly, that's probably the only thing I really stopping me from playing Venom. I would honestly give like Venom a real try if they changed his primary attack. Mega Man Iron Man would be cool. But I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of like legal hoops they have to jump through in order to like do that. And I don't know if they want to go through all that. But it might be worth it though for both parties involved. Because isn't there a new Mega Man game coming out? Shit, let me see. Mega Man 2025? Comics, one-shot adventure. Who the fuck is this? Mega Man Legends 2025 franchise. There's going to be another Mega Man. Damn. Oh, never mind. Dante. I think it would work more with Star-Lord, no? I think Star-Lord would work more as a Dante skin. Okay, this video is only